Twilight at Taronga would like to acknowledge the Cammeraygal people, traditional owners of the country surrounding us today. We pay our deepest respect to their elders and ancestors for their enduring care and custodianship of their lands, skies and waters, which have nurtured life, culture and community for thousands of generations. We extend that acknowledgement to Caitlin Trindall, Gomeroi woman born and raised on Dharawal country. We recognise her deep connection to country and are grateful for the wisdom, knowledge, storytelling and art which guide Caitlin and other First Nations peoples to educate and inspire through their artistic practice. My name is Ginni Leonard. I'm the Creative Production and Studio Manager at Taronga Zoo, Sydney. This is my 8th year working on the Twilight at Taronga Summer Concert Series, and I'm very excited for this very special year of Twilight. At Taronga, one of our priorities is a commitment to country, and one of the ways we felt we could authentically honour that commitment to country is to reach out to our First Nations artists in the surrounding areas of Sydney, in Cammeraygal, Gadigal and Dharawal land, to provide an Indigenous artist with a safe platform to share their story and their commitment to their community and country. In consultation with our community and culture team and with our Taronga's Aboriginal Advisory Group, we put out an expression of interest to local artists to see who would be interested in coming along and learning about Twilight at Taronga and the Taronga story and how they might express that in their art. Through this expression of interest process, we came across Caitlin Trindall of Mirii Art, and from the moment we met her, we knew that that connection was made.
My name is Caitlin Trindall. I'm a proud Gomeroi woman and I'm the artist of Mirii Art. I was born and raised in a very arty crafty family, so I've always been a very creative person. I guess for me, a pivotal point for when I sort of started to turn my creative passion into more than just a hobby or something I do on the side was back in 2016. So I actually spent some time with my pop back on country in Narrabri. We had some really good conversations around what does art mean to us as people and how do people tell stories through Aboriginal art practices. From those conversations, I started an Instagram page. My art practice really grew. So at the time I was just doing hand painted works of art. So I did my first artwork for him. But then since then I've kind of transitioned and I'm doing a lot of digital based artworks. I think First Nations art as a practice in general is beneficial obviously to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, but also to ally communities. So I think for a mob to actually come along to an event like Twilight at Taronga and actually see, oh my God, like there's representation of us and our people and our culture on a big stage like that's pretty special. That representation really matters and makes us feel heard and respected. I think then for our ally community, what I hope is that my artwork helps to generate conversation.
So while with every creative project there is a brief, we chose to keep it really loose. We wanted Caitlin to bring her story to Twilight. We wanted her to bring her creative essence to the project.
When I create an artwork, it's really important for me to actually connect with what it is that I'm creating. So a lot of the time, the themes that are really strong within my pieces are that connection to country and connection to community. And I really hope that that is portrayed in an artwork and that someone who sees that artwork can actually stop and reflect and feel. I really hope that someone can feel the way I felt when I was actually creating the piece. The brief provided me a really beautiful platform to connect with Taronga's Wildlife Hospital and the impacts on our marine environment. From there, one of the hero characters that we focused on was the marine turtle, and I absolutely loved that because one of the first paintings I ever did was for my pop, and through that painting I did sort of a representation of our family tree, but each person was represented through a little turtle, so it was something that I was able to really connect with from the get-go. I loved so much of this collaboration. I loved so much. It came at a really good time for me when I was just about to start traveling, and so it was really cool that I was able to, pinpoint, all right, well, I'm going snorkeling in the Ningaloo Reef today, and so when I get back to camp, I'm gonna draw on my iPad exactly what it is that I just saw. And so, we would go for snorkels and dives, and I would take the GoPro and be able to capture some of those really beautiful, vibrant colours, and then those colours are exactly what you see on screen, so you don't really get much more connected to country than that. So I loved the timing of this project, but I loved the collaborative process. So meeting with Auntie Kerry Toomey was so special to me, and I think through this, I've actually got to build really beautiful, long-lasting connections and friendships. You don't get that everywhere. It's pretty cool.
Working with Caitlin has been a true joy. She's a genuine, respectful person, and she has such a love for the humans and animals around her every day. Seeing her artwork come to life through this journey has been something I'll never forget.
I felt so proud to come to the first concert, to come and see Emma, to bring my son especially. It was a bit of a full circle moment for me. So I used to come to Taronga Zoo as a kid. My mum would bring myself and my brother here, and so I have a lot of beautiful childhood memories here, but I hadn't come back as an adult yet. So I then created the artwork for the Twilight Taronga series while I was traveling with my own son, and then to bring him here to actually see that come to life was beautiful. Like, beautiful. And it was also his very first concert that he's ever been to, so Emma was pretty special. But to see how it's transformed from, like, I created the artwork on an iPad, like a tiny little iPad, and then to see it up there on the big screen, just insane, like so cool, yeah.